Just got back from the scrapyard and I picked up a few goodies. Just a few little tools and a little motor. Motovox. This is just going to be some extra parts that I needed, but this over here is some pretty handy looking tools. So let me get these laid out and see what I got. Okay, well, to start off, I got a 1/2-inch drive ratchet. I'm not sure what brand it is, but it seems to have all the pieces. It is seized up, and I can't even tell what size socket is on there. Maybe a 9/16 approximately. I also got a 3/8 drive ratchet. I was using my other 3/8 drive ratchet in my tool bag at the junkyard the other day, and it completely stripped out. So the gears inside that one were shot, so hopefully this one will come around. I got a nice set of fencing pliers. These things are really handy to have. I do have another set, but these ones are slightly longer, I believe. Here is another 3/8 drive and 1/4-inch drive ratchet. I have a short one of these, stubby style, in my tool bag that I take to the junkyard with me, and it's super handy. And I was just thinking that I need one with a longer handle when I broke my other ratchet similar to this one. So this will come in handy. A nice big crescent wrench. This one is a Pittsburgh. I can actually read that one, made in China, no big deal. And then a nice big hook for hopefully like a tie down chain or something for my trailer. I'm going to start by getting these things kind of cleaned up. They do have sand and dirt on them, and I just want to get the dirt and grime off before I start the de-rusting process. Cleaning process went pretty well. They are fairly dry, and it's cool because I can actually read some of them now. This one here is an Industro USA, so that's a good one for that 1/2-inch drive. This one, I forgot what brand this is, but in this one's defense, this one seems to work fantastic. Other than a little bit of rust on the fittings there, this one's pretty much good to go. It has a really nice 13mm Pittsburgh socket on there, so I'm going to call that one good. Just a little light tidying. This one, it kind of wants to turn. Let's see, this one is a Taiwan wrench, PF Flyer. Makes you run faster and jump higher than all other wrenches. This one's pretty locked up. It has a little bit of movement, but it's definitely not ratcheting. And this one is definitely seized up as well. Cool thing is that one has the screws on there. I can take that one apart. This wrench, the crescent wrench is locked up. This is a Pittsburgh, made in China. These are still seized up. And then my hook cleaned up, so that's done. Alright, so that's 2 out of 6. So I'm going to jump on putting these things in a little bit of evapor rust, soaking them in my jar here, and see if I can get those things to free up. What do you think? Hardest to easiest, or easiest to hardest? Let me try soaking this one just for a couple hours, because I think I can only get about one wrench in here at a time. I really need a tray that I can lay them in there flat, get all of them done, but I'm going to throw them in the jar and see what fits in there the best. Okay, well, that decision was easy. Both my ratchets fit in there, and neither one of those will fit in there because the heads are too big. So I'll let these sit in here and marinate for a little while and see where we get with those. Here we go. got that figured out. Just took another container here. This was a coffee creamer bottle for some hazelnut sugar-free creamer. You know, got to protect them chompers. Okay, time for the reveal. Did this stuff actually work? Put a towel out here. Boom. Looks pretty clean. Looks pretty rust-free, and still seems to be locked up. Okay. These, not too bad actually. You can see where it ate the rust off of the head of the pliers. Yep, those ones are actually going to open. Here we go. Nice. All right. Still a little bit of rust hanging out on that one. I don't know if that'll actually change direction or not. There it goes. Okay. Well, the selector's changing. Is that spinning all the way around? Yes, I believe it is. Okay. Alright, that one's definitely going to take some work. Okay, got the socket off. Okay. Alright, that one's working. Great. I figured that one would. It's made in the US, so it should be pretty decent quality. Let me get these kind of cleaned up a little bit better and really make them look nice. Well, the large crescent wrench is still seized up pretty good, and there's still a lot of rust inside the channel right there. So that's going to soak for probably another 24 hours or so, and I'm going to get the 1/2-inch drive taken apart so I can clean that up. That one is working, but the 3/8 drive still is not working. So I've never taken this style apart, and I'm going to look forward to trying to disassemble this one and see what's going on. It does turn, but it seems like the mechanism inside is locked up. So that is going to be, these two are going to be my disassemble projects. Yep, a lot of gross crud inside. But the gear is in good shape. So that one needs a little bit of tidying internally. me see about this one. Looks like there's a spiraled ring clip on this one, so I'm going to try and pull that out. See that clip around the outside edge there? There we go. Let's get that started. Looks like it might just come out of there. Yep. Just about got me. There it is, right there. Yep, just drops out the bottom. Okay. Well, it looks like it's in good shape. Like I said, I've never seen the insides of one of these before. I think it's just gummed up. See that piece right there? It's chipped off the edge of the gear. Boom. That's supposed to be one piece. So that's done for. And there is the spring, looks like. Yep, that's too many pieces. Well, that one's no good. That was a Taiwan ratchet, so. Oh well, at least I have this super cool, I don't know. Anyway, that one's junk, that one's for parts, but let's see if we can get that one all cleaned up and back together. There we go. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Well, one of my other tools that I wanted to fix up is this pneumatic drill device of some sort. It is a Cummins Pro drill, I'm guessing. I've never seen one exactly like it, so it is rusty. It looks like it was sitting in a bucket of water. Actually, the funny thing is, I got my other tools from a scrapyard, and the reason I was going to the scrapyard was to dump off everything else that was in the bucket with this, which was just a bunch of random pieces of broken rake and garden implements and a couple shelving brackets that were all rusty. But this guy was in there along with a pair of wire strippers. So I kept the wire strippers. Also kept this guy because it is a pneumatic tool, and I thought I could maybe bring this one back to life. So bonus tool. We're gonna see what we can do with this one, see if we can get it to work. That's working better. Can't tell if that's broken. It's supposed to be just, I mean, it's got to be broken. I don't know what purpose that would serve. That looks yucky. Well, I thought and I was hoping that I had a little pneumatic drill here, but apparently, see? When that spins, it's a little air hammer. That's actually kind of cool. So maybe that is supposed to be on there, a little attachment. That's pretty awesome. You know, I should have probably tested to see if this thing worked, but I figured it was completely locked up because I didn't know it was supposed to move in and out. I thought it was supposed to spin and it didn't spin. Yeah, this thing just needs to be really soaked. Well, there's obviously a lot of rust staining on this, but this is aluminum, so it can't rust. But there's a protective coating over it. I ran the wire wheel over it just slightly to get some of the oxidation off, but it's definitely leaving some lines in there because the steel wheel is a little too harsh. So I'm going to wipe it down, wipe off as much of the corrosion as I can, and then whatever is left over isn't probably going to take very much to get it off because everything seems to be just kind of wiping off of it like this. Went ahead and took the button apart, and it is pretty grody on the inside, just full of rusty, muddy junk. But thank goodness the spring is still intact, and all the seals actually look like they're in good shape. I think it's just mud and rust. Ew. That came out of it. This is all kind of nasty. Doesn't look like that spring would be too hard to replace. So let me get this all cleaned up and get the mud out of it, lubed, and kind of put back together. Okay, so this thing still didn't seem like it wanted to spin, so I decided to take the top part off. And as you can see, it was slightly rusty, so that's why I didn't want to come apart before. There are 3 planetary gears in there that spin around the shaft with an outer ring gear. And then this right here, which, okay, so that works. Spin in and out, cool. So that's greased up, so the problem, I'm guessing, might be in there. Let me see about getting this apart and getting that working the way it should. Okay, well, got this thing completely taken apart. The shaft inside there seems to be pretty locked up, kind of seized. Can't get pliers on it because it's so small. I don't want to strip it out or mess it up. But it appears to be 6-sided. So I actually have a set of sockets that are 6-sided. And I got these to take apart a steering column on an S10. Let's see if one of these actually fit on here. There we go. That is a E6. Cool. I'll get it locked into the vise and see if I can get this thing to break free. I have been soaking it down with some Marvel mystery oil. Ooh, 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 ooh. Is it actually it is actually turning. Ooh, it feels crunchy. Ooh, goes that way pretty easy. I don't know which way it's supposed to turn. Does it matter? There we go. What if I put it in my drill? Old Milwaukee to the rescue. All right, feels good to me. Let's throw it back together and put some air on it. Okay, got the compressor up over 90 psi. We're going to plug this thing in and see if we were successful. It might just end up blowing crap all over the place or blowing apart, so I'm going to aim it hopefully at nothing that I care about. Here we go. Well, nothing happened. It seems to be leaking a lot of air around this seam. So I'm wondering if it needs a gasket around there. There's a pretty big gap you can see right above the exhaust area. But honestly, like, this opens right into that whole chamber. So I don't think it would really make a difference. I'm guessing the veins, I think there's like little Teflon veins in here that are probably either wore out or the walls of the inner cylinder there are just so corroded where it was locked up that it's not making good contact. So it was worth a shot. I wish it worked because it's a pretty cool little air hammer thing. Anyway, that's it. Okay, well, overall, I mean, I can't complain. All these tools were free, and let's see. So ended up with a nice hook that I can use for my trailer, a couple sockets, 13mm 3/8 drive, and a 1/2" drive, 1/2" socket. Adjustable crescent wrench, which works pretty good. I mean, it fully opens and closes. It's a little, has a few little spots that it hits, but overall it'll work fine for my junkyard tool bag. My nice big, made in the US 1/2" drive ratchet, very good working. My 3/8 drive, 1/4" drive, long-handled ratchet will also be a good addition to my junkyard tool bag. My fencing pliers, which are very handy. They have a hammerhead on one side for smashing stuff with. Also has dual cutters on each side. And these also work very good for crimping wire connectors. And then I suppose if you need to, I don't know, tunnel out a Shawshank, you got your little pick right there. This was unsafable, unfortunately. The gears are broken inside. So that's pretty much going to go back to the scrap metal or back in the scrap pile. Or, I don't know, I could take it apart again and use it as a bubble blower or something. I don't know. My small air hammer, riveter or something, whatever the heck this thing is supposed to be, I'm going to hold on to this because I think I'm going to put a little more work into it and see if I can get it working because this would be a nice addition to my air tools. These were the wire strippers that I got in the bucket with this when I originally picked it up off the curb. And a little bit of cleaning, added a new spring up here, and now these guys work too. So I've been wanting a pair of wire strippers like this. I know they're cheap, but you know what? When I can get them for free, fix them up myself, that's even better. Overall, not a bad haul. I was very impressed with this. Hope you all liked the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Good luck with your future projects, and God bless.